So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to properly put on and remove PPE. The first thing I'll do is check the medical records as well as the care plan for the patient, and then I will plan out my activities with the patient. After that, then I can instruct about the precautions being taken with the patient, any family, and visitors. I can then perform hand hygiene. After I perform hand hygiene, then I can start putting on the PPE equipment. So the first thing I will put on is the gown. I'll start by tying the neckties so that it's a little bit easier to throw on around my neck. So I'll put on the neckties, put it around my neck, and put my arms through the sleeves. Making sure it's covering me. Once I do that, then I can take the ties and tie the gown around my waist, and I'm going to tie it in the front. The next thing I'll put on is my mask. I'm going to make sure that I put the mask on correctly and grab it correctly in the right spot. I'm going to grab it from the sides and make sure that I put the mask on so that it's fully covering the nose and underneath the chin. The next thing I can put on are the goggles. I'm going to make sure that I grab the goggles by the sides. I can put them on. Lastly, I can put on the gloves. So when I'm putting on the gloves, I'm going to make sure that they are covering the ends of the gown. So the ends of the gown are tucking into the gloves to ensure that nothing can get underneath and touch my skin. And once I do that, I have all my PPE equipment on. So then I can identify the patient, let the patient know about the procedure that I'm going to be performing, and then I can continue on performing the procedure. Once the procedure is done, I can then start taking off my PPE equipment. The first thing that I'll do is untie the ties for the gown. This is going to be the first step because I decided to tie it in the front. If I were to have tied it in the back, it would I would untie it then when I'm taking the whole gown off. But since I tied it in the front, I can start by untying these. The next step, I'm going to remove the glove. So I'm going to grab by the palm with the glove and pull the glove off, and then ball up the glove in the glove hand. Then take 2 fingers from the non-gloved hand and put them underneath the wrist part of the glove, and then just pull the glove off, making sure that I'm not touching the outside of the glove. After that, I can throw it and discard it in the proper container. Next, I can then remove the goggles, making sure that I grab them from the sides so that I'm not touching the front where it was exposed. And I can also discard that in the proper waste container. After that, I can then untie the neck part of the gown, and this is the step where I would have untied it in the back too, but since I tied it in the front originally, I could do that first. So after I untie the gown, I'm going to kind of throw it down and then take my arms out, making sure that I'm not touching the outer part of the gown. I'm going to fold it inside out and then roll it up and then throw it in the proper trash container. Lastly, I can take my mask off, but I will take the mask off after I leave the room and I close the door, and I'm gonna make sure that I properly take my mask off by taking it from the sides, not touching anywhere on the front. I'm gonna pull the mask off and then also properly dispose of the mask in the correct bin as well. Immediately after I'm done taking all my PPE equipment off, I will then perform hand hygiene. And that is it.